told the CEOs, you know, you're a CEO, you're a smart person, you're used to making decisions on the spot. You now understand why it's important to do a price reduction now in this economy. See how easy that flows? How can they argue? They might argue, well, they can't argue with any of that. They can't say, no, I'm not a CEO when they are, right? Does everyone get that? Okay, is everyone with me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Reactance. Basically this means the more you rattle the cage, the more emotionally involved you get them, the more likely they are to be persuaded and influenced. Give you an example of this. I'll give you an example of how you can use it in real estate. All right, research done. These people were in a research group, and the research group was about getting them not to eat steak. By the way, there's a group of us going to Shoeless tonight too, so okay, we weren't in this study. But the study was about not eating red meat. So what they did is they showed participants a picture of a nice juicy steak. Would that prompt you not to eat steak? No. Then they showed a picture of like cattle that were out in the range. No, didn't do anything. Then they showed you a picture of cattle that were being slaughtered. Then they showed you a picture of cattle being slaughtered and a butcher had blood all over him. Okay? Notice how we went from not eating meat to the imagery at the end, and now you're more reactant. Now you're responding differently. So the higher you raise the reactance, the more likely they are to respond.
You just said she's not going to Shoeless now.
You can have chicken. Fish. Okay, so how do we use this? In real estate, this is what I would do in a listing presentation. If I wanted a price reduction, I would have props. And I would show them a very similar looking property. Most in listing presentations, most CMAs are just small little pictures of the property, right? It's in one sheet. But I would have a bigger picture of the property that looked very similar to theirs, showing the MLS at the bottom how many days it sat on the market because they wouldn't price reduce. Meaning it sat on the market 374 days or whatever it is. That's a whole lot different than just verbally saying, you know, I think a price reduction is in order. If you're not engaging them fully, get their dander up, get their emotions up, get them to react to other people who didn't respond, who didn't reduce their price point, and all the bad things that happened to them. That will move your prospects. Does that make sense?
Yes.
To everyone. Any questions about, and we're going to move on to language patterns next. Any questions about this technique? Yes? No?